Hello everybody, Michael here from the cast, and welcome back to another React video. Today I'm here to talk about the Fallout TV show, which I recently got to watch. I honestly really enjoyed it. As someone who's played Fallout for a very long time, my favorite game being Fallout 3, um, I really enjoyed it. When I was watching it, genuinely thought this is just a good show. Like it's just a good show. Like if you've never played Fallout, if you don't know the story of Fallout, it's still very captivating and really good show to watch. I loved every part of it basically, and it it just it just felt like Fallout. If you love Fallout and you've played all the games and you know the story of the games or whatever, it's a really good show to watch. I really enjoyed it. I do recommend it. If you haven't watched it already, make sure you go watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. Um, it's just something that I just genuinely found enjoyment watching. At the end of it, uh, it has a cliffhanger for season 2, and holy crap, I was not expecting it, and I really hope that they do well with it because that is a very very big part of the fan community and the game community. Uh, so if they mess that up, then it's probably gonna go downhill from there. But season 1, I really enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it already, again, make sure you go watch it before watching the rest of this video. Just in case I do have a little bit of spoilers or something like that in this video, I don't think I'm going to really get into much about what happens story-wise in the show. Um, but just make sure you watch it just in case something does come up. Now, watching the Fallout show was a very surreal experience for me. I was not expecting the amount of humor and the amount of like dramatic moments to actually be that much in the show. I was kind of just going to be like, "Oh, well, the show is probably just going to be just kind of ripping off of all of the nostalgia that everyone has for the games and stuff." And trust me, it does that plenty. However, the show itself was genuinely enjoyable throughout the entire thing. Like, all of the characters, I can't think of a character that I really didn't like. Um, and they all kind of had a lot of development through the show, which I really enjoyed. Um, Being able to learn about kind of how the whole Fallout situation happened in the first place and getting like an insider perspective on it, which the show taps in on a lot towards the end. It just felt so good to just be able to like hear it from people who have, I don't know, authority on the subject talk about how all that stuff happened, and I just genuinely really enjoyed it. It was something that I watched all the way through. Like I binge watched the heck out of the show, and I enjoyed all of it pretty much. There's a few scenes where it's like, did that need to be in there? But also, it's Fallout, so everything's kind of screwed up a little bit. Um, Another thing that I really enjoyed about the show is how they moved aspects from the games into the show. They did it almost seamlessly to where it just made sense. Like it just made sense. There was a scene specifically where Knight uh Knight Maximus was trying to barter with someone, and they were like, "Oh, well, you have to give me the money or whatever," and like he failed his charisma check basically, or his his charisma check, and once she actually like does what he wants her to do, she just like barely does anything. She's like, "All right, it's fixed for you," and he's just kind of like, "Really, really?" And like you just feel for all these characters as if you're playing them in the game. That was something that I noticed a lot too. Was when I was watching it, I wanted to play these characters. Like it was just certain situations. The world building was so good that you felt like you were a character in the game, like playing it while you watched, and it just kind of was just all immersive. To someone who hasn't played the Fallout games, it probably feels a little bit off with some of the things that they did. A lot of the scenes they didn't really show characters like traveling to different locations; they just kind of like appeared there. Which in the game you just fast travel, so it's something that I personally thought was really smart for them to do that, but from a filmmaker's perspective, I can see where you're like, well, how did they get that far in that short of time or whatever? Another thing that's really hard to kind of follow is like the timeline of it. I'm not even sure like how long it's supposed to be spread out. with different scenes. But that again, that's kind of like the fast travel aspect of the game, which I really enjoyed. Um, a lot of the characters are really well fleshed out. Every scenario that they got themselves into, they either learned from character development or they had a character trait that applied to the situation, which I really enjoyed. And overall, I just think it was a very good show. If you haven't watched it, I'm gonna say it the third time. Make sure you go watch it if you enjoy anything to do with Fallout or if you enjoy just kind of dramatic comedy type shows. Um, it is very gruesome and very graphic, but it's Fallout, so what are you gonna do? Um, but yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Just kind of me ranting about the Fallout series. I enjoyed it. I haven't really heard much else of people not enjoying it. I personally think it's probably one of, if not the best game adaptations to a show or a movie or whatever. And season 2 is already being produced, and I can't wait for it. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you did, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.